Well, at this point, we've all seen the Coldplay Kiss cam, and I've seen all sorts of reaction to this cam, everything from judgment to compassion, and even some memes that are being run out through the internet that are actually quite funny. But I've actually been asking myself, well, what should my reaction to this be? And I don't know about you, but for me, when I'm trying to evaluate where my behavior should be moving, I turn to the Bible. It's been my source for sort of my North Star, my guiding light for my life. Now, the passage that comes to my mind is John chapter 8. Verses 1 through 11, there's a story about a woman who's been caught in the act of adultery who is brought to Jesus, and while he's preaching in an open town square, she's thrown down and they demand judgment from Jesus of her. At first, Jesus ignores them, but they press him. And finally, he says, all right, fine. Let any of you who has never sinned throw the first stone. And if you read the passage, you'll see that from the oldest to the youngest, they begin to walk away one by one. And in the end, it's just he and her in this town square. He looks at her and says, where are your accusers? And she says, there is no one. And at that point, Jesus says, well, neither do I accuse you. Now go and leave your life of sin. Here's what I get from that passage. First of all, I have no stone to throw. And if I find myself around a situation like that, I should just walk away and I should go work on my own behavior, my own issues. The next thing is that Jesus doesn't ignore sin, but he leads with grace. And I love that. He says, go and sin no more, just because he knows that's not what's best for her life. And then finally, in the cam, as soon as they're exposed and they realize it, they hide. And hiding is always a flag, or should be a flag in our life. If there's something that we have to hide, if we're looking over our shoulder to see if somebody's watching, or once we're exposed, we have to hide, that's a pretty good indicator that what we're doing is something that we should change, do something different, stop doing it, and find a different thing that we will fill our lives with. This is your Chief Encouragement Officer, CEO, Billy Thomas, encouraging you to react like Jesus and not the crowd. God bless.